8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to a special episode of Islands in the League. This is a YouTube Live presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Game one in the books. First of all, before I react to the game, I just say RJ is supposed to be on this. We had originally said 7:45. I'm a little early. He may be jumping on, but we hope to see Richard's face here in a little bit. It was so cool to be able to call a finals game. I played in the NBA Finals. It felt like a long time ago. Once I got out on the court last night to call that game, it felt like forever ago. It felt like a distant memory. And I remember most of my career, very specific moments. The energy is just completely different. And to be able to call the game, alongside Doris, calling her first finals game as well. And of course, to be able to call the game with Mike, who's an absolute legend. I believe it is Mike's 19th NBA Finals. It's special. It's so special. So I so honored I get to do this. It was a lot of fun. We have talked now for like a week and change about this matchup. And even before Minnesota had officially lost in the series to Dallas, I believe we started talking about the importance of Kristaps Porzingis against either Dallas or Minnesota. It ended up being, of course, Dallas. Kristaps Porzingis is different. He's just different. And I think we saw that early last night. It was honestly one of the best stretches. I think it was about 7 minutes there in the first quarter, where we saw the full display. He posted up smaller players and shot right over the top. He stretched the floor to about 30 feet and knocked down threes. He defended the rim. And then in Boston's V2 action, which, LeBron and I highlighted in Mind the Game this week, he went to a dribble handoff, kept the basketball, turned the corner, got the dunk. I think as a player who, of course, has been injured and had to come back from injuries and long stretches of not playing, to be able to just start the game like that was so important. The other thing that really stood out to me with him, and we showed it on the broadcast, was when he came out on the court for the first time and the crowd was going crazy. And he acknowledges them, and then he sort of gets out on the court, and there's just this massive smile on his face. And, I played with KP, but I think about the joy and the happiness and just the peace that he's had playing for the Boston Celtics this season. This moment mattered to him. All of us want to play in the NBA Finals. That's like the dream. That's the ultimate. When you have been in different situations, when you've been on non-playoff teams at times, KP had never been out of the first round, right? So he has missed a lot of these moments during this stretch for the Boston Celtics. He missed the second round, missed the conference finals. This was so cool for him. It's just an important moment in his life, in his career, and it's felt like he just fully embraced it, lived it, cherished it. So an awesome start for him. I still think, by the way, whether he comes off the bench or whether he starts, that he still is the key to this series because of his rim protection and because of his ability to both post smaller players and stretch the floor. Look, this is a different matchup for the Dallas Mavericks. The spacing is different. Hey, RJ.
What up?
Hey, I was just talking about KP. I just started.
Someone or to the world?
We're live.
Oh, you said 7:45. It's 7:40. What? Oh, you started. God, you're special, bro. Like I'd like a few minutes to myself. And stop texting me links. Just email them, because then I'm open my computer and then
Why are you getting mad at me?
I'm grumpy. It's early. Hi,
I didn't
America.
text you a link. I didn't text you a link. That was Jayson. Jayson,
it's your company, bro. Your company. You were
it's
the head
your
of this.
company too.
Stop saying that. People are gonna think we're in cahoots.
Stop saying that. What did you think of last night? I started with KP just because we had talked about him for the last week being sort of the key to the series. I don't think he could have got off to a better start.
No, it was a dream.
Well, besides him, what is sort of your overall reaction to game one?
Jaylen Brown defensively, it was like you can play good, but it was like the moment of the plays, the impact, the energy. The first time ever in his life that he's had 3 assists or 3 blocks and 3 steals in a game. Yeah, that's a good time to have it, right? That's a good time to have it against the league leader in scoring. I thought Kyrie, I think what we saw from him was like trying to calm himself down, right? Trying to like stay in that space. I think that Luka, the 1 assist thing, that's one thing. Okay, but I think they're gonna play better. They were shooting, what was it? 50, what were they shooting? 57% or something. I forgot the number that they were shooting off of his passes coming in. The Mavs were shooting the ball so well. So I think today and tomorrow will be those gross
overreactions.
Oh, I had somebody, I told you that the Celtics, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, I lost game 1 and game 2 by a combined 40 points and won the series. So everyone keep a cool booty, as our guy Perk says.
Yeah. I have another question for you. I am looking around my room right now, and I do not see that background anywhere in my room. And I'm trying to figure out, did you get
We're not in the same room. Because we're not in the same room.
We're not. No, I know that. No shit. But where is that background? Like, you have a couch? You have a suite? Are you staying at a different hotel than me?
Oh, I'm not on the A team. I'm not calling the NBA Finals, JJ.
You're here though.
They have us with the peasants in another area. Like you have to go underground, right? And there's like a trail that you have to find. You, my friend.
There's a tunnel.
Yeah, there's a tunnel with another stairwell at the end of it. Yeah, no. We are not staying. Everyone, JJ is staying in a much nicer hotel than myself, Malika, the whole other crew. He's on the A team, as he should. Look, if I was calling the NBA Finals, I would not want to stay with the others.
You're so ridiculous.
Yes, I am.
I think, by the way, I think on the Luka assist thing, Boston could not have executed their game plan better. Some of it is because they're cross switching. They are clearly willing to live with the Derrick Jones Jr., PJ Washington above the break threes. Dallas was second in the regular season in 3-point attempted per game. Obviously, Boston number 1. And part of what they did was they generated corner threes. They led the league in most corner 3 attempts. The corner 3 has been such a big part of this playoff run with PJ, Derrick Jones Jr. PJ Washington, I think, has the most corner 3s in the tracking era. I think he's got the 3rd most corner 3s in a playoff run in the last 25 years. Derrick Jones Jr. came into this game 17 of 37, something like that. It was high 40% from corner 3s. They took 3 corner 3s last night. 3. And one of which was a Kyrie Irving end of shot clock that
off the backboard.
Right. Lob dunk. They came into the game 54 alley-oops for dunks that they've had. They had 1 lob attempt last night. Clear game plan on those Luka pick and rolls. Hey, we're not going to give up corner 3s. We're not going to give up the lob attempt. That's part of the assist numbers with Luka was he's now having to throw back to above the break 3s. That was his essential outlet. There were times, and I brought this up on the broadcast, there were times they were almost willing to live with Luka scoring a 2-pointer at the basket versus, hey, we're not going to let him get the other guys off with the lobs and the corner 3s. Joe Mazzulla, you know this because you've sat in all these meetings. He's such a math guy. He truly believes that if you play the right way and the way that he wants you to play, which is you don't give up certain things defensively and you generate enough good threes offensively, the math is going to win over the long term. And part of last night, whether people want to admit it or not, it wasn't like Kyrie Irving having a bad game, Luka not passing the ball. Part of it was the game plan created a math problem for the Dallas Mavericks.
So agreed, right? 42 threes, 38%, to 7 for 27 for 25%.
One of those, I think, was a Jaden Hardy at the end, right?
Yeah, so it was that was clear. I want to go to great players.
Yeah.
Luka's got to adjust. They're going to adjust. Okay, we're going to do this, but we're going to tweak it here. Where do you think that the Dallas Mavericks can tweak it and have a better line of attack, right? If Luka's driving, penetrating, and his only outlets are behind him above the break threes, obviously they're going to either step into those shots and they're going to look to do those aggressively, or they're going to figure out a way to get better quality of shots, because Boston's game plan was outstanding. Mazzulla is a very, very good coach. He gets a little, when I say frustrating, I mean like he's very, no, this is what the numbers are. And this, but it's like, yeah, but it feels like you're shooting. He don't care about anything else other than like, this is what I think. This is why you guys get along. This is what I think. This is the way we're going to go until over a long period of time I'm proven wrong. But if he's proven wrong, it's because the math would be wrong. And then he would adjust what he was doing.
I think he would adjust what he was doing. I don't think
I
think you have to have and especially, I mean, they were 64-18. They're 13-2 now in the playoffs. Like, and they've got the personnel. That's what makes them different than any other team. And any other team that Dallas has played, where you can help off of Zubac, you can help off of Russell Westbrook, you can help off of Josh Giddey, you can help off of Gobert, you can help off of Kyle Anderson. Boston doesn't have guys you can help off of. So before we talk about the math thing, I wanted and the adjustments for Dallas offensively, they've got to be better on the ball. And Doris talked about this on the broadcast, and I have the sort of advanced stats, updated this morning. But Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum both had too many blow-bys last night. If you're the Dallas defense, they got to the basket, and then the second defender came, and then all of a sudden now Boston is in their swing game. So containing Tatum and Brown off the dribble, before you make any offensive adjustment, you've got to be able to do a better job of that. I'm not saying Luka is going to be perfect. I'm not saying Kyrie or Josh Green is going to be perfect. I'm not saying Derrick Jones Jr. or PJ Washington is never going to get blown by, but you've got to be better there, because a lot of the threes that were created in the half court were because of those blow-bys. It wasn't necessarily, Jayson Tatum is killing at the rim, Jaylen Brown's killing at the rim. They got some stuff at the rim, of course, but when the second defender came and they collapsed the defense, now all of a sudden you're getting catch and shoot threes, and you're not getting those on the other end. So to even out the margin a little bit, you just got to be better on the ball. It's a simple thing, and it's not an adjustment. It's not a game plan thing. We've got to be better on the ball.
It's a simple thing that could be hard to do. It's a simple thing, because even that second defender, you get the big away from the rim, you get the big away from the rim with Al Horford or with KP now, and they're always going to be bigs are always going to naturally gravitate. Horford, Gafford, and Lively, they're going to gravitate towards the rim because that's what they're used to, shot like rim protection. So as you break that down, they gravitate. And the swing, the problem with the swing for the Celtics, all of those dudes can shoot. High volume, good percentage. Look, it's hard to say you don't, obviously we don't want to overreact. There's no point in overreaction. I just look at if Dallas is going to get back into this from a standpoint of it looks like strategically they have some things that they're going to need to work out, right? This isn't just like my best players played bad or this and that. Say, no. The way the game was lost was more of a strategic. They took away something. They made you take difficult shots. They went and got this on the offensive end, and that made it. Look, the Mavericks scored 89 points. The Celtics scored 107. Let's say 100 and 115. If it like that game, in my opinion, like the Celtics played good. The Celtics played good, and the Mavericks played like ass. They played like a hot pack of ass. Just
all right. So the cross matches with Boston, Tatum primarily on Gafford or Lively. KP, whether it was Derek Jones Jr. or PJ Washington, that's usually who he was on. Same with Al Horford. Al switched a little bit. KP didn't switch as much. He just primarily played that drop coverage against those guys. So you may have to say, screw it. We're going to PJ Washington popping the three. PJ, you got to take 5 of those. Derek Jones Jr. made one early. Then I think he only took one more in that sort of space of the sort of popping to space thing. So I think you have to just say, like, in a game, we have to take more threes. You two guys, you have to take more threes. Whether they go in or not, it doesn't. I think strategically you have to be willing to take the shot. You have to even this out, right? You have to try at least to keep Boston honest in these cross matches. I also think there probably is going to be more Luka post-ups, even against Jaylen. I would venture to guess that's going to be a thing where it's not just going, with a live dribble against 4 or 5 bodies. It's not going to be that. Get some Luka post-ups, but unless Luka and Kyrie score efficiently from 2, they have to score efficiently from 2. Unless they do that, I don't think anything else really matters.
No,
I don't think anything else really matters.
You're watching this game and you're like, look, they're going to play better. I think there's going to be closer.
They're going to play better for sure.
Yeah. But the Luka post up, I think it's a great point. I just wonder, when you're at the top of the key, but when you're having to post, and not Luka can do it, all the great ones can do it, but when you're having to back down from the post and work from there, I'm not going to say Luka can't do it. Obviously, Luka can, but I think it takes a little bit more out of banging and dealing with that physicality, trying to get to your spot and working. I like that better than at the top of the key with the way Boston's defense is. Let's get him on the block. Right now, if you start working we've seen him work small guards. We've seen him work wings. You've seen him get people in foul trouble, right? Luka is a problem. I think that right there, closer to the rim, very efficient 2s. Now, if they do collapse, he can throw late passes as well as anyone. I like him from the post, from the mid post, way more than at the top of the key against this Celtic defense. That is a better line of attack because you're not getting switches across the board. You're not seeing the angles. There are no triggers.
How about this one for you? I got one last stat for this, and then
that's not true. Like, you fucking pull stats out of your hat every day. Why are you wearing a backwards cap again?
Well, because I just woke up. I woke up like 20 minutes ago, bro. I didn't feel like jumping in the shower right away and like blow drying my hair and putting product in it. Bedhead is a real thing. For people that have hair, bedhead is a real thing.
Oh, I woke up 2 minutes ago. I went like this.
You woke up 15 minutes ago because you jumped on right at 7:45. You were on time.
I was on time. That's why I was offended when I saw you started early. I was like, wow. It felt like a welcome. Sit down.
Anyways, here's the other thing that I'm just like, again, I brought up the math, and like there's certain things where, in Kyrie going 6 for 19, like Dallas is going to play better. But my point on this is there are certain things where, okay, we're not getting the corner threes, we're not getting lobs. Boston's out shooting us from 3. You're already sort of behind the 8 ball. And the one guy that you're trying to attack when they do switch is Al Horford. And Dallas was 1 for 13 against Al Horford last night as the contesting defender.
Bro,
it's hard to win. It's hard to win. I'm just saying.
Hard to win. Al Horford, Al Horford's not a Hall of Famer, but he is a like I'm saying, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he is a way above. Like Al Horford is a 2-time national champion, lottery pick, played in the playoffs. Like this man knows basketball. He knows the angle. It's like if that's the one chance that you have, is we're gonna attack that because that's the weak link. Whoa. Shit.
How about Sam Hauser checks into the game and Luka attacks him the first 2 plays and Sam Hauser gets 2 stops. Like, dude, I gotta say, you brought up Jaylen, and I'm glad you did the first thing. Like, I thought his engagement, both off the ball as a help defender and then on the ball with Luka, like that was massive. So KP coming in, it's like you have that emotional boost for the team, you have that emotional boost for the crowd. But and I brought this up like on the broadcast when they made their run. How did Boston create the separation again? It was literally Jaylen Brown just made like 5 straight plays on both ends of the floor. Jaylen Brown was the best player last night. He was the best player last night.
He picked Luka's pocket clean. You don't see that. You don't see that. There was a play where Luka was frustrated. I think it was 5 minutes to go in the was it 5 minutes to go in the third? Gets back. Luka gets back. He like kind of points to somebody, doesn't get back on defense, gets back, just run. You ever see, those guys that run to a player that's being guarded already and then points to one of their teammates to run away? Like, hey, I got him. It's like, no, he's already being guarded. You're supposed to run opposite. Luke was like, man, you got that. When I see those plays, I saw a little fatigue, a little frustration. But when I look at what Jaylen Brown did and how he was just so impressive, you were up there defending full court, you're picking steals, you're help side, you're blocking, you're doing. It was Jaylen Brown was very, very impressive. He is probably about 2 more of those performances away from having a Finals MVP. Like, wow.
Yeah, fact. All right. This has been another DraftKings Sportsbook YouTube Live. This is Islands in the League. Richard, you're the best. You're a great friend for picking up and doing this.
This is business, bro. This is purely business. Purely business.
Okay.